It's been about a month and a half since my last video, so I decided it was time to get back in the routine of posting some videos. Sorry for the break in content, but I have been busy since returning from visiting family in Kansas over the Christmas break. Since returning to California, I have been focusing on trying to kickstart the new year by diving deep into my artificial intelligence research and focusing on my efforts to create a tech startup in Silicon Valley. However, after a month of nonstop work, I decided to take a break and hit the road for some traveling and hiking. Taking spontaneous trips is definitely one of the advantages of living in a car. So, yesterday I drove to Ventura, California with plans of heading on to Southern California. While in Ventura, I will do some hiking in the Los Padres National Forest, which is just north of the cities of Ventura and Santa Barbara. On this trip, I also decided to try something new when it comes to sleeping in my car. I decided to try sleeping at a police station. Safety is an important factor when living in your car, especially when it comes to where you sleep at night. As I showed in my last video, I have found ways to keep myself safe while sleeping at truck stops, but truck stops are not always available nearby. However, every city has a police department, and I figured that parking near police stations would be a safe place to try sleeping at night. Like every potential sleeping spot, the key is finding a place that does not have parking restrictions. While planning my trip, I used Google Street View to take a look at the area around the Ventura Police Department. There is a public street right in front of the police station, which has plenty of on-street parking. What I look for when I scout on-street parking spots for sleeping are street signs with parking restrictions. On the street in front of the Ventura Police Station, I didn't see any signs restricting the types of vehicles allowed to park on the street or any other restrictions like 2-hour parking limits or time of day parking restrictions. So it looked like a good place to park at night. One of the other things I liked about the location was the fact that it was on a block that wasn't a major street and the street was only a block long. When using street parking as a sleeping spot, I don't like to park on major streets because that increases the risk of being hit by a careless or drunk driver. The odds of that happening, in general, may not be high, but it can happen. When I lived in Denver, I lived in an apartment overlooking a major street, and during my 3 years living there, there were a half dozen incidents at night of people sideswiping or directly hitting cars parked along the street. That could be deadly for someone sleeping in a car, so when sleeping, if I'm parking on a street, then I prefer to stay on side streets with very little traffic. That means I prefer cul-de-sacs, dead ends, or short blocks like the street in front of the Ventura Police Department. That street is only a block long, so it is unlikely that anyone would get up enough speed to be driving in a way that could cause harm to me if they hit my car. So, here is where I parked, which is just across the street from the Ventura Police Department. There are a couple of other cars parked on the street, so I parked near them in order to blend in and not stand out. I do want to point out once again that my blackout panel system was probably key to successfully sleeping in this location. Being near a police station means that there are a lot of police officers constantly driving by, so it probably wouldn't be a good place to sleep if you can easily be seen while sleeping in your car. If you don't have a window blackout system like mine or some other stealthy means to hide yourself while you sleep, then sleeping near a police station could bring unwanted attention. If a police officer driving by sees you laying unconscious in your car, then they are likely to stop to see if you are okay. To avoid that unwanted knock on your window in the middle of the night, check out the video I did on how I created my stealth system that hides me while I sleep. You can find that video and my other car living videos in the order that I posted them in the playlist provided in the description below. Well, it looks like I found a new place to park, which I can add to my list of potential sleeping spots where I feel relatively safe at night. So I will probably park near other police stations when I travel in the future, and I'll be sure to post those videos. In the meantime, I am headed to Los Padres National Forest to do some hiking and then on to Southern California. Along the way, I will post more videos about living in my Prius. In the meantime, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and please subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so.